unusual money making. I've done a video on past unusual money makers, I've done one on the achievement diaries, and now it's time for something a little bit different. In the last video, I asked all of you to leave your unusual ways of making money, so methods that you've tried out and made money off of that not many people know about. You guys left a lot of methods. Some were good, some looked pretty bad, but you know what, doesn't matter, because in today's video, we're going to try out your unusual money makers. I have to say, I really enjoyed reading all of your comments, and I'd definitely be super down to make another one of these, so make sure in the comment section below to leave your unusual ways of making money, and if I like it, I'll try it out and put it in the next video. And while you're down there, make sure to like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed today's video. I just want to remind everyone that these methods are not the best money makers of all time. I never claimed these were the best ways to make money, just unusual ways to make money. Discovery CH perfectly described this series in a wonderful comment he left on the last video. Soup's approach of "I never said that this was a great money-making guide, just an unusual way of making money" works for his quest guides too. He never said it was a great way to complete the quest, he just said it was a way to complete the quest, an unusual one too, that is. Honestly, I think that's one of the smartest things I have ever read. Thank you, Discovery. The first method I chose was a lovely method that we'll call the reverse psychology beggar from Honor. Here's his method. I was a beggar. That was my job, to go around begging, but by kind of intimidating them and kind of cursing at people, so basically reverse psychologying them into giving me money. Was very fun and made decent profit, and this one guy ended up giving me 10 mil. To this day, I will never forget that moment. It may have been the best day of my life. So you're telling me that all I have to do is go up to someone and try to intimidate them into giving me money? Alright, so all I have to do for this reverse psychology thing is walk up to somebody at the Grand Exchange and then pretty much tell them I want their money, and that'll somehow make them want to give me their money. So, okay, world 420, great world to be at, lots of people. Let's pick someone. Let's do this right here. Person with the Hellcat, perfected. With a max cape too. Okay, yeah, this'll work. Give me your money or it's over for you. That's good, right? Give me your money or it's... Oh my god, take my money. Oh, it's a P mod too! Is this gonna work? No way. It worked! Dude! He's a genius! It actually worked! It actually worked! Wow, I think this might be the best day of my life. Brad Cox said, I decided to buy 100 Dragon Implings to get an elite clue, and I ended up getting 3rd age from that elite clue. Yeah, I got a bad feeling about this. With current prices, 100 Dragon Implings are going to cost me around 35 million GP. Dragon Implings can give you 18 different items and a 1 in 50 shot at an elite clue. There are 5 items that can possibly give me profit depending on the amount that I get. Dragon Darts, Dragon Dart Tips, Baby Dragon Bones, and Snapdragon Seeds. Out of those 5, only 3 of those items give me guaranteed profit, and those are the Dragon Darts, Dragon Dart Tips, and Snapdragon Seeds, so basically we're completely fucked. As stated on the wiki, on average one would lose 9.5 million coins to get an elite clue from a Dragon Impling jar at current Grand Exchange prices, excluding the rewards from the treasure trail, so the only chance we have of making profit off of this is if we get a very good reward from an elite clue. I do not have high hopes. So, who thinks we made profit? Ah, nobody. Exactly what I thought. 100 Dragon Implings cost me 35.2 million GP, and from those Implings I received one Elite Clue Scroll that made me 169k. The rest of the Impling loot added up to 17.6 mil, which means we ended up with 17.7 mil, so we lost 17.5 mil. You know what? At least I tried. I hope you're happy, Brad. Corruption Ignition commented, you should cover mining the teleportation salts in Weiss. There is also someone you can use the basalt on to make them noted, to which Scared of Virtual Death responded, nah man, that's my mobile AFK moneymaker, he doesn't need to do that one. Oh yes I do, Virtual. Basalt is a rock that can be mined in the salt mine underneath Weiss after the completion of the quest Making Friends with Myarm. It requires level 72 mining and grants 5 mining experience, and it's super easy to get there, just need to use an isobasalt teleport, cross the shortcut, and run northeast to the mine. So the cool thing about this method is that it is actually fairly AFK. You click a basalt rock and you can just chill there while you mine anywhere from 1 to close to an entire inventory of 1 rock. And the cooler thing is that once you have a full inventory, you don't actually have to teleport away to bank the basalt. You can just run back up, use the basalt on a troll called Snowflake who will note them for you free of charge. This is a very easy method. It's not click intensive, and like Scared said, it's actually very good on mobile. Basalt is almost always in demand, and the method is kind of balanced since you're sacrificing mining XP for a bit more profit. I managed to mine 640 basalt in 1 hour, and they insta-sold on the Grand Exchange for 783 GP each, which means we profited just over 500k in 1 hour. For one of the least click intensive and most relaxing methods we've ever covered on this series, 500k an hour is phenomenal. I'm a really big fan of this method. TeamSpeak asked us to pickpocket some sandwiches from the NPC who was standing next to the Tower of Life entrance. You guys all know who he's talking about. The Guns, the guy who's super jacked doing military presses with a log outside of the Tower of Life. Little fun fact about this guy, he actually counts up to a number between 8,200 and 10,000 before he loses count and then starts over again. He counts at a rate of 100 every 3 minutes, so it takes 5 hours for the Guns to do 10,000 log presses. Guns can be pickpocketed to receive a triangle sandwich and 9 thieving XP. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it did feel kind of weird to, steal from a guy who's just trying to pump some log, but hey, we're making money. To do this method, I simply pickpocketed him until I had a full inventory, teleported to the bank, banked all the sandwiches, and then teleported back via the fairy ring. I did this for 30 minutes and I stole 531 triangle sandwiches. And I was a little bit skeptical because sometimes these really weird and obscure items don't sell right away. They either, sell for very low or they take a while to sell, but these things insta-sold for 380 GP each, which profited us 200k. So if we were to do this for an entire hour, we'd be making over 400,000 GP an hour, stealing sandwiches from an NPC. That's unusual, and that's solid profit. I like it. Carlo commented that Nail Beast nails from temple trekking are about 18k each, and if you bring a hard character on Route 1, you get 5 to 6 nails for Nail Beast encounters, and you just evade all the other combat encounters and teleport out during the non-combat encounters. And he's right, well, kind of. Nail Beast nails are actually 12k each, but still expensive. And the reason they are expensive is because they are used to make Sandfuse serums, which are really expensive. The only place to get Nail Beast nails are from temple trekking, and you have to get the Nail Beast encounter during temple trekking to get the nails. An easy event will spawn 2 to 3 Nail Beasts, a medium event will spawn 3 to 4, and a hard event spawns between 4 and 6. They're fairly easy to kill as well, which is really nice. Also, don't judge my gear, I think I look great. Here's the thing. I decided to stick with hard treks to get the most amount of Nail Beasts possible, and on my very first encounter, I got the Nail Beasts. Perfect. 5 Nail Beasts, 5 Nail Beast nails, 55k profit, easy. I teleported out to reset the trek and started again, and on my next few trips, I didn't get the Nail Beast encounter, and I would either leave or teleport away to reset the trek. But then I got the Shades encounter. I teleported away like usual, started the trek again, and got the Shades encounter again. And again. And again. And again. This didn't stop. I could not get an event that wasn't the Shades encounter. I switched up the NPCs I used for the treks, I evaded the counter instead of teleporting out, I tried a different route, I gave the NPCs food, I tried everything, but I kept getting the Shades encounter. So I did the only thing that I could do at that point, and I just killed all of the Shades, which, believe it or not, is actually profitable as well, since the Fire remains sell for about 5k each on the Grand Exchange. I finished the encounter, and only then was I able to finally get different encounters, but a couple minutes later, the cycle started again. I once again got a Shades encounter, and there was nothing I could do other than fight through the encounter. I don't know why it did this. I read through the entire wiki article on temple trekking and could not figure out why this was happening. Maybe I'm missing something, and if any of you happen to know, please let me know why it does, because I'm lost. This pretty much means that the method is on hold for the moment. I mean, selling the remains and the nail-based nails I did receive did net me 86k, and if I would have done this for an entire hour, I think I would have made close to about 500k. But the thing is, the original method was to get nail-based nails, not fire remains, so I'm not really sure if this counts. We can return to this one in the future, but for now, it remains a mystery. TUKH said he used to cut oaks north of Falador and sell it in the general store for 2 GP around 12 years ago. Try that one, I believe it's a really rare method. He's not wrong. I went to the oak trees north of Falador, chopped an entire inventory of oak logs, and then I sold it in the Falador general store for 85 GP profit. Rare and profitable, I like it. But I ate too much sugar, had something else to say. Bruh. Cutting wood is an okay starter moneymaker, but you'll have to sell them on the Grand Exchange for better profit. Your money-making trick will get you nowhere, dude. TUKH responds in quotation marks, 12 years ago. Sugar responds with, still, recommending people to use the method is the same as telling people lies. Cutting wood is very popular even in the old days too, so your whole comment is wrong. T says, can you not see the sarcasm in the post? I mean, can you really not see it? Sugar says, I can see it. It is subtle though. Durkee then comes in and says, what's a sarcasm? Tight asses out here all day knowing everything, eh? Always have to jump to conclusions. Mozzie comes in and says, I think that's the least subtle sarcasm on the internet I've ever seen. And then Aelahorn says, he was joking. And it was obvious. God, I love YouTube comments. Daedor and Nymph both commented that there is a shop in Yatuzo called the Contraband Yak Produce Shop that sells yak parts for very cheap. If you give Vanliga her money back after the Fremnik Isles quest, she opens up her yak produce store that stocks yak hide, raw yak meat, hair, and cured yak hide. All of these actually make you profit, but for some reason yak hair is the one that makes you the most. Also, why is it just called hair? Everything else has yak before it, but the hair is just called hair. Kinda weird. This method is your typical buy from shop, bank everything, go back to store, and repeat the process. And as someone who is lacking a bit of hair on the top of his head in real life, I decided to get as much hair as I could from the shop in 1 hour. 1,324 hairs later, I felt pretty satisfied. 1,300 hairs only cost me about 4,300 GP as well, so I was feeling pretty good when I sold all of the hair for 287k, so 217 GP per hair. I'm going to be honest, I was not expecting to profit almost 300k in an hour buying hair from a shop in Yatuzo, and say what you want about only making 300k, but this method was profitable, and more importantly, unusual. Good job, boys. Desanimo has a pretty unusual method for us, making umli wraps. Go to the Karazi jungle, shoot up some umli birds until you have a full inventory, go to the palm trees, add the leaves to the raw umlis on site, teleport out, and cook them. Eating an umli wrap is a diary requirement, so there is always going to be some demand, right? Well, it turned out to be pretty bad GP an hour, and he is right, it was pretty bad. It took me 20 minutes to obliterate 12 umli birds, pick up the raw meat, wait for the 25-second palm leaf spawn to wrap the birds up, and then another couple of minutes to teleport out and cook all of the raw umli wraps. I left one raw umli bird and one uncooked umli wrap to see if those would sell for more, but they didn't. The raw umli sold for 2 GP, and the unwrapped umli sold for 1k, and the cooked umli wrap sold for 3k, so we made like 30k in 20 minutes. This means we'd be making less than 100k an hour doing this. Not too great, but wait. It was unusual, and that's what matters on this series. But it still sucked. Zach Moore comes in hot with a method where he wants me to pick up swamp toads and remove the legs, then pick up giant worms at the Gnome Stronghold Swamp for 1 hour. Seems pretty simple, let's try it out. So the swamp is just west of the Grand Tree and has loads of giant worms and swamp toads on the ground. The method is pretty simple, you run around the swamp, collect everything, bank it, teleport back, and repeat the process, but here's the thing. I didn't realize the emotional toll this would have on me as I was doing the method. I mean, I picked up hundreds of innocent frogs just enjoying a day at the swamp, and I just straight up tore their legs from them. And what happens to their bodies? Where do they go? I don't know, man, it just felt kind of wrong. But for the sake of the series, I grinded this out for 15 minutes and I picked up 62 giant worms and 124 toad's legs, and I sold them all in the GE for a combined amount of 84,000. So over the course of an hour, you could be making around 330k profit picking up giant worms and torturing frogs. It is decent profit, but I'm not gonna lie, it just felt kinda wrong. Next up, we have Mr. Gabs with his unusual method of making blurberry specials at the Tree Gnome Stronghold. So this is actually pretty neat. Blurberry specials sell for around 5k each, and the items required to make it cost around 3k each. These items include vodka, brandy, gin, 2 lemons, 1 orange, equa leaves, lime slices, orange chunks, and lemon chunks. So by buying all of these ingredients on the Grand Exchange, you'd be profiting about 2,000 GP every blurberry special that you make. Here's the neater thing though. Funch's Fine Groceries in the Stronghold has every single item you need for a blurberry special, and they are a lot cheaper. All of the ingredients you need for the blurberry special at this shop costs a whopping 30 GP. Once you get the rhythm down, making these specials goes by pretty quickly. You can buy all of the ingredients and combine them all within around 15 seconds. You have to hop sometimes because the shop will run out of supplies, but it still goes by fairly quickly. It took me 6 minutes to make 13 blurberry specials, so if I were consistent with this, I could actually make close to 120 blurberry specials per hour, and they were selling on the Grand Exchange for 5k each. So over the course of an hour, I could make close to 600k an hour making blurberry specials from scratch. That's pretty solid. Although it is a click-intensive method, it's still a very great way to make money from scratch, so I like it, Mr. Gavs and Peter. Great method. That was a fun video to make. Thank you to everyone who left your methods, and I have to say, I'm actually pretty impressed. Most of these methods were very solid. I really enjoyed the basalt and the blurberry methods, so what I decided to do is create a leaderboard for all of the moneymakers I get sent for these videos. Over the course of the year, we can slowly add to the leaderboard, and by the end of the year, we'll have an unusual money-making method champion. So, if you'd like to have a chance of getting up on that leaderboard, don't forget to comment your method below, or head out there and try to find one for yourself, and then expose it to me. I hope all of you enjoyed the video today. Thank you guys all for watching. Hope to see you next time. Have a good one, and peace.
Wow.